My name is Cris Copastetik, and you're now tuned into the Encore Radio Show. Word.
The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of...
I want a hammock for all of that shade that they're throwing. DDMG getting paid at the moment. Need 30 for saving and 20 for blowing. Yo, ping in my phone, that shit burn flame emoji. I don't know what y'all have been seeing. That boy wanted beef, now we vegan. Well, trust me, this pepper in season. I do this for money, you rap for convenience. And niggas was scared of me going to Texas, but I stayed in Vegas and got all my nets in it. UTA blowing my phone up with texts. Guess me not replying, ain't sending a message, it's cool. I'ma lend Cara a jewels. You niggas belly flop, this ain't the pool. I run that check up like spikes on the shoes. That bitch gon' ride.
Alright, folks, it's the Encore Radio Show. This is Wize Soul here with my executive producer. We got Cris Copastetik in the building.
Yeah.
Cris Copastetik. Yo. This guy is like the one person I actually admire. Like on some real shit. Like I respect a lot of people, a lot of my peers, but like this is one person I've always been like, yo, like no matter what, I want to work with Cris Copastetik. So we got Cris Copastetik in the building again.
Word, clap.
Anyway,
I appreciate that.
So
man.
Chris is the executive producer of the Encore Radio Show.
Yes, I am.
What that means, who the fuck knows? But it's like we have like this weird but perfect setup of how we work together. It's unique.
Yeah, it's supposed to work a certain way, but my I don't know, me being so different and weird, it happens a different way, but it still works.
It works.
It
like
works.
Hell.
Last minute shit that I do, all kind of shit, but it always comes together.
If y'all like that Kadeem King interview, Cris Copastetik.
Yeah,
stuff
like that.
Shout out to Kadeem King though. That was a fire ass.
Shout out to him, man. Like, and I don't appreciate what a few people said to him today. I don't like it.
You're not. You
have to explain. All right, so High 97. I like High 97. You know, every day that's my word.
Okay.
But yeah. So they having the summer jams festival.
Yeah.
And Trey Pizzy's supposed to be performing on it.
Yep.
A picture came out of nowhere with Trey's face on it, and everybody starts adding High 97 to Ebro responds to Kadeem, says, "Oh, you have 1,000 followers." Like he tries to play, Kadeem, and I'm from Harlem, so I'm not really a fan of that. Mind you, I appreciate a lot of shit that Ebro does. I usually agree with him on a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. People think I'm crazy because of it, but I feel like that was really unnecessary. So, yeah, shout out to Kadeem King, though. You know what I'm saying? Make it
See, now I'm about to get tight. So, y'all listen to the show, y'all know that I try not to slander High 97 no more. I try not to even.
I love High 97
about them. I don't. Yo, real talk.
I think a lot of people have a lot of shit misconstrued about them, especially Ebro. But that was corny. Completely.
Nah, like
simply corny.
I don't have no allegiance to any radio station, any hip hop station in New York City. Anyone, period. Like
Except
I don't fucking like.
Nobody
don't own me. Like fuck out of here.
Any creative network.
Yo. Anyway, but honestly, like listening to. There are some things that I just can't understand, right? Like with Ebro, I think he's a great dude. I think that what he does for the culture is good at the same time. I feel like behind those closed doors, behind Twitter and all that other shit, whatever, he really do be saying something. I just don't think he be saying enough because, again, I don't know, what happens behind those closed doors. But, like, he got a show on B1 Radio.
Yes.
I
was happy. I'm very happy for that.
Now, I don't have Apple Music, so I can't speak to what is being played on there. But
they
what artists?
Some people. They played Chris Casanova. They played Boss a lot. They played a lot of people that I'm very familiar with, and they premiere a lot of records and stuff like that. I do appreciate that. Just something I know about.
Good. Okay. So, I'm glad that he does that for Beats One Radio. I think that shows that he cares.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's not like he does his show on like SoundCloud. Like you gotta pay a subscription to hear about new artists. You pay a subscription to listen to High 97?
Hell no.
So I'm saying, so it's like you could really be putting these artists on, but you're only putting them on for Apple. Cause I don't have album music. I mean, yeah, like me, I might not be the majority or whatever it is, but I don't have album music.
You have
So,
ta-da.
Title. Shout out to Jay though. But yeah, I have Title, and I really like my Title. Real talk, I really actually like my Title. So I don't know. I just wish that sometimes, like with Ebro, there are comments that he know he shouldn't make, and just make them anyway. Just knowing everyone's gonna react the way that they do, he just makes them anyway.
I do think that he trolls in real life.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, come on.
I think he does shit for reactions a lot.
We're talking about an artistic form. Like this is art. Like, fam, like don't be joking about art. Come on.
That's true.
Respect your artist. Real talk.
It's not even joking. Isn't even really trolling. Just to be an asshole and shit like that.
Unnecessary.
I mean, I have similar ways sometimes, but I even said today, if I'm ever in a position like that, I'm never gonna be that guy.
Exactly.
But I do think that it's not on him to put these artists on. Right now, he's not even. I don't think he's PD currently, and which is program director for those who don't know.
No, he's not.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really, it's not on him. Like, you can't blame the president for everything that's going on the country, right, because look. Congress is there as well. So,
but he may not be PD no more. But listen, all the shit is the title. It's only a title,
of course. But politics and everything.
Even if he moved over just to to be a host or whatever it is, he still got that same sway. Like, he may not have the official opinion, but I'm sure that if he wants to be different,
even as a program director, he didn't have the official. Like, it's really about numbers and spins and all kind of shit, and with is circulating, people want to hear, and the audience that Hot 97 has is not necessarily the audience that that includes us. You know what I mean? Like, people were talking about how Chance the Rapper is not on the main stage, and I'm like, do you know who listens to Hot 97?
I know.
Chance the Rapper doesn't have a single.
I know.
He doesn't have a single. Like, we were just talking about how single-based records versus album cuts, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to Frank Rams. But, like, we were just talking about this. So, it's like, on the radio, of course, Bryson Tiller is going to be above Chance the Rapper because he has radio, right? He has more spins. Like, Don is everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Chance the Rapper, who I'm a bigger fan of, is festival stage, Coachella, all this shit. Probably top 5 artists on these bills. Yeah. But it's a lot of internet versus in my car shit. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
But you know what though? It still goes back to like honestly, so like today is the day of the New York election. So I have politics on my mind right now. So we can use the word establishment for a second. So that's the establishment radio, setup messing up a festival situation. Look at it like this: you go to Coachella, there's a bazillion artists on that on the overall bill and setup and whatnot. Yep. You go to South by Southwest, same thing. Like, you come here, we have what, 20, 25 maybe? Is it even that much?
I'm not even sure.
We're not even getting the same atmosphere. Like,
for Summer Jam, you're talking about?
Yeah, you're not getting the same atmosphere.
But you're not supposed to get the same atmosphere. Like,
why?
Hot 97, it's a Hot 97 show. It's people who listen to Hot 97. Coachella is the world, Craig. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are like you're expecting to hear Fetty Wap. You're expecting to come to see Fetty Wap, French Montana. French Montana is not high on the list or even at all on Coachella. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they play him here. They play certain artists here that they don't play anywhere else. They play Uncle Murder here. They play Papoose here. That's because it's in New York City. Just because it's still that's the reason why I get upset when artists really search for the radio. It's like, yes, you're gonna be somewhere, but you're not gonna like open your mind up to the world. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be. I'd rather be on the Coachella stage than the Summer Jam stage. As an artist, like, as a New Yorker, of course, growing up, Hot 97 every day. That's my word. I really want to be on Summer Jam because from Biggie to Jay-Z bringing out Michael Jackson to Dead or Alive to Kendrick coming out. That's all iconic shit. It's New York City. You feel me? Like, but at the same time, it's like, you only reach a certain audience. You know what I'm saying? And neither audience is bad. Whether you're reaching New York City audience or or New York City radio audience or you're reaching these white kids at Coachella with Urban Outfitters shirts. It's all the same shit at the same time. So I think that people have what they want to do, and I prefer to think on a global aspect.
Smart man. I can't even.
It's so simple. It's like I've watched this internet thing grow from people who have been on certain stages and stuff like that. So it's simple. It's simple. It's what you want to do. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna get mad at a Uncle Murder, and I'm never gonna get mad at a Chance the Rapper. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
All right, Chris. Let's talk about some artists listening to. Like, who are some artists that are on your top 3 playlists? Like, if you how much? Matter of fact, quick question. How much playlists do you have?
It's funny. I don't have much time to like listen to music these days. I really don't. And the same artist I'm listening to now, the same artist I was listening to 6 to 8 months ago, because it's like a lot of shit comes and goes.
Okay.
But the question is, who are the artists I like? I said Chance the Rapper. I like Isaiah Rashad. The Kendricks, the J. Cole's. But at the same time, I do like Future. That's somebody I didn't like before, but I love Future now. I like Key, love Key. Made in T.O. I've been listening to him since like yesterday. I heard every fucking song already. I even like a Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? I like a few songs from Kodak Black. I like these artists because they bring something different. They remind me of some people. Like Kodak Black reminds me of Lil Boozy when he came out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like the ignorance, but it's still some intelligence behind it. Like it's like if you listen to it, if you really listen to Kodak, it's like he's saying some shit. Like, you know what I mean? I've been trying to open myself up to people like Young Thug. You know what I mean? Like his flow is crazy. I see why people love him. But I'm still trying to it's like come on, like the words sometimes. But I can't be picky. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
New York City, I love the Phil Walkers, the Young Nates, the Damo Briggs, of course, everything. So I like a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I like a lot of songs and singles these days. I've been trying to get into more projects. I was really a project person, an album person. But I've kind of I like pieces and shit like that now. It takes a lot for me to get listen to a whole project. I like Jace from 2-9. Yeah, it's a lot of shit. It's like I gotta have a lot of likes on my SoundCloud. Like I like this shit. I'm gonna listen to this shit later. Like and the only time I really have time to listen to music is on the way to work. So I wake up late and I time myself with the music. I time myself with the music. So I said I'm gonna listen to 2 Phil Walker songs, and hopefully I can get dressed by then. You know what I'm saying? So it's 8 minutes. Can I put on my clothes by the time these 2 songs go off? Whatever. So I like a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go further back, but it's a lot of artists.
That's dope. I think that I think sometimes people are ashamed to talk about like their musical preference, people that they listen to because of Twitter. I'm gonna tell you. Wait, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you because like there's some people who really are like they really have an eclectic background. Like they really listen to a lot of artists. Like I low-key get kind of disappointed with some people tell me that all they listen to is rap. Cause I'm like you can listen to so much.
That's me though.
I know that's
so much different kind of rap.
Exactly. Bro. So that's why you're the exception.
Yeah, and everything is always influenced by something else. You know what I'm saying? Like you have rock and roll who influences us, soul, soulful raps. More upbeat shit, more trap shit. It's so many different subgenres in rap. But I do love R&B. My favorite songs are R&B from R&B artists. I do love soul music. Stevie Wonder is great.
See, people always talk about
Michael Jackson is the GOAT. So it's like
for a fact.
Prince and all these people. And we were listening. I was at Sunday service where you listen to all these songs. I can't tell you any of the artists, but I know these songs. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, or like, you know, Luther, you know, 1,000 Kisses. Like, come on, like that's classic. Like everybody knows that song. My mother played all these records. From Luther to Kim. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just love these artists. So I like a lot of shit that I don't really claim, like, you know, Donald Jones and, you know, Erykah Badu, all these people. I do like it, but I just don't listen to it as often as I listen to rap. So I don't really say, oh, I like this, but I do. I love it. You know. So
I wish people would be more open with that, because like sometimes like I'll post about an artist that I might have heard on Tidal. Shout out to Tidal again, on Tidal that might they might live in like the Netherlands or some shit, and I'll play it and I'll post it on the timeline. And no one will listen. I'm like, nah, fam. Like, you just seen a complete different name. Like, the title have all like the information and the shit, whatever. Like, you can see all that, and you wouldn't even try and click play. I'm like, nah, fam. Like, broaden your horizon a little bit. Just see what's out there, man. But anyway, so yeah, you talked about your mom playing a bunch of records or whatnot, whatever. Like, what was it like? What was your mom and your dad playing with when you were growing up?
A lot of soul music. Anita Baker.
Okay,
wow. A lot of Luther. You know, in the car, you know, it would be Hot 97, it would be 107.5. So it depends on the day. Like my father would play Hot 97 if there was no curses. But if like if like Ladies Night come on and, you know, Lil Kim say some wild shit, he'll turn back on, you know, 107.5. So I had, you know, there's a whole bunch of songs, and then, you know, my father, you know, when I get older, he's like, oh, what you know about this? You don't know about this. So it's like, you know, during 9, 10, 11, it's like, I don't know nothing about that. And to this day, I don't know a lot of these artists, but I can. If the song comes on, I can sing along with it because you know, I've been at cookouts before. You feel me? So
facts.
yeah. So I heard a lot of soul music. My brother is older. My brother's 20 years older than me. So that's a lot of rap right there. It's a lot of Method Man. It's a lot of who else is out there? EPMD. It's you know, I said Ladies Night. A lot of Mace. A lot of Puff Daddy. A lot of Bad Boy. I thought I was Mace for a very long time. I was like, how the hell am I on the videos and I'm only 8, 9 years old? You know what I'm saying? A lot of Biggie. A lot of East Coast stuff. Das Effects. Just a lot of stuff. And then, you know, DMX comes out, Rough Riders comes out, and my brother is selling, like, he's selling tapes. He's not selling CDs, he's selling tapes, like cassette tapes. So my brother gave me a box. I went to North Carolina, he gave me a box of tapes, like Noriega, Rough Riders Volume 1, Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that, Mace, all this craziness. So I had a lot of, like, so I just had all these tapes with a bunch of curses on it. No edits, no edited versions, just a bunch of stuff, and I would just play it in my CD player, and then, you know, I kind of come to terms with myself and who I am, and I see stuff on MTV and BET, and I fall no homo in love with Eminem's music, and it's like this guy, like he's saying a lot of words at the same time. And he's meaning this, but he's saying this, and it's like, what the fuck? He's white though. He's white. He's a white boy. I think we all said that part. It's like, he's white. Like, this is 2000. I'm 10 years old. And then, you know, I'm like, Mom, can I get I remember this. Mom, can I get what was it? I think it was Slim Shady LP.
The first one I ever bought.
So she goes out. She comes back with this mixtape. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it's just a bunch of Eminem freestyles. So now I'm just like, oh, this is how people really should rap. This is raps. These are raps. Like, this is not Hi, My Name Is. These are raps. I never even got a Slim Shady LP until I was older. I had these freestyle tapes of all this shit that you can find on the internet and LimeWire now, but I had it on CD. And then Marshall Mathers LP comes out and all this shit. So I was such an Eminem fan. I didn't like Jay-Z, and so, like, I used to have arguments. And then Jay-Z comes out with Jigga What, and I'm like, okay, shit. Now Jigga What is my favorite song. So, to answer your question, I listen to a lot of different shit. I know a lot of soul music and shit like that, but my growing up is Mace, Eminem, you know, and, you know, Lil Rough Riders here, and these different songs that I could pull out the sky from a Memphis Bleak or Eve or whoever, and it's like I know these songs, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of singles and a lot of you know, B cuts, you know, whatever, just a lot of shit, like a lot of B-sides songs and everything that it's like I'm really from like this era. So people be like, you're 26, you don't know about. No, I do know about it. My brother. First thing I remember is, hey, you get off my cloud. Like I know that. Like so when I hear Check the Method by Young Nate, it's like I love that song on a different level than y'all do, because I remember when that song came out. You know what I'm saying? I remember when like I remember when when Redman and Method Man got together. I remember when Redman was with Def Squad. I remember these videos. I remember when Busta Rhymes came out with yeah. I remember these videos. I remember watching these as a kid. Like, okay, you know, okay, I like this. I like that he's wearing a yellow hat with a yellow shirt. Like, and I like this. I like this. I like R.I.P. Phife Dawg. I like A Tribe Called Quest. I like De La Soul and shit. So I like all these things just because I like them, not because of any technical things. And then I grew into the technical things when Eminem came out. So yeah.
Damn. Well, how much time? We in here, what, 20 minutes now, right? And y'all can see why there's this legendary aura around Cris Copastetik.
Not yet. So
like nah. This man is like the guru, son. He's
and then
guru.
The internet comes out. Oh my god. Not I said the internet, but like Kaz and LimeWire, and it's like this whole different thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to Kanye freestyle before, Through the Wire comes out. I remember hearing Kanye and and Dipset and all these. It's crazy. It's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff that happens in between 2003 and 2007 that shapes who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? That high school. That high school. That's like, you should listen to this guy. Who the fuck is that? I could go home and I could look him up. I don't have to. I have to go to the bootlegger. You know what I'm saying? Like I come from the bootlegger off the carpet in front of 125th Street, in front of HMV or whatever the fuck it was called, HVM, one of them shits. Whatever them shits, it was this thing, like it was like music store or whatever. But yeah, like I come from that. I come from picking up State Property mixtapes and High 97 mixtapes. I come from that. That's who I am as a kid. I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then they'll be like this little porn in the back, so I'll get that too. But I was just like, all right, I'll be getting these 2 mixtapes for $5. I got an extra $5, and then I always lose this shit. Like I was, it's like the fire escape. My grandfather built it.
Oh man, nah, it's crazy that you said that.
That's because my nephew, by the way. So when he listens to this, he's 6 months younger than me. He's like, I'm like, yo, get that too. I'm like, nah, I don't. Like, come on, son.
Oh man, nah. Oh shit, I was gonna tell you something. Damn, I forgot. Oh nah. So the reason why that really connected to me, whatever, because so you from Harlem. I'm from Brooklyn, right? I'm from Flatbush. So where you would go on 125th to get like your bootlegs, I would go on Nostrand.
Yeah, Nostrand.
Anybody from Brooklyn gonna fuck with Nostrand. They're gonna like, yeah, I know Nostrand. Like Nostrand, yo, literally, Nostrand. I think Nostrand runs from one side of Brooklyn to the next. Like Nostrand is the longest fucking block I can think of in Brooklyn. That shit go through so many fucking neighborhoods, like so many neighborhoods. And no matter what, like you always find niggas hustling on Nostrand. Shout out to Nostrand. Anyway.
Shout out to Nostrand, yeah.
But 125th is obviously significantly more legendary.
It's funny because Harlem's so small, but like 125th Street is 125th Street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every train stops on 125th Street. Like, I don't know. The dope part, right? So growing up, Harlem, like I looked at Harlem like Brownsville, like it's like, nah, you just don't go there. Same thing with the Bronx too. I made a joke about Brownsville today being the zoo. Like somebody said they want to go to the zoo. I think it was Shanae. Shout out to Curry. And I said, oh, you want to go to Brownsville?
Damn. Matter of fact, no. Shout out to Danny Boy too, though.
Oh yeah, he's from Brownsville.
He's from Brownsville.
He was on the show last week.
Shout out to the Brownsville and yo. Matter of fact, even when you said like going back now, when you said that joint about damn, you said you said Kodak Black reminds you like a little of Boosie.
Yeah, Lil Boosie.
He said the same thing. He said the same exact thing, and I'm just like, okay. Now, see, for me, like I can't really get with Kodak Black, but
I'll put you onto a song. No Flocking is crazy.
Put me on.
No
When we
Flocking
go on
is
break, put me
crazy.
on.
I definitely will. No Flocking is crazy because he's just saying real shit and whatever he wants to say, and it's not like he's not super lyrical, but he's not super simple as well.
Yeah.
And even Skirt is still,
He just looked. I think for me, like I saw
ignorant.
him.
He's ignorant.
Nah, yo. See, my problem is that I
ignorant.
saw him. I should have never saw him. I should have just listened to his music, but I saw.
I saw the video first. And I'm like,
killed it for me.
and I'm like, I'm done with. Like he said, if you my dog, then just be my dog and don't you hate on me. Like what? Like that, I feel that because I've had friends that I was like, yo, I'm friends with you, but like, come on, come on, like it's like it's a lot, it's some shit behind his music. I fuck with him, and mind you, I only fuck with like 3-4 songs right now, but. Like,
But see, I can't say that and be like, oh, nah, I fuck with him. I can't do that. Actually,
but there's so many niggas I don't fuck with one song. So if I fuck with 3-4 songs, it's just that I'm not taking the time to listen to your other music. It's hard because a lot of niggas disappoint me. I like 2 songs, and then I'm thinking of a nigga right now. I'm not gonna do that. But
I guess my equivalence to your Kodak Black, Lil Durk. I actually like Lil Durk a lot.
Okay, see, exactly. That's the same exact shit.
Okay. All right. Respect.
Pause at his name being Lil Durk though. Every time I see his name, I'm like Lil Durk. Lil Durk.
Nah, real shit. Like, I don't know. Looking at him too, it's a little too weird. But like when I listen to some shit he be saying, I'm like, nah, cause like he's coming from like he's coming from Chirac.
You told me this shit before.
Yeah.
I remember I cut your ass because she's like, but. Again, even now, like I appreciate you, Chief Keef, more than I appreciate it when he came out. Like, like
true.
I'm a gorilla. Like, come on, man. Like, a nigga get you hype. Like, bonito. Come on, man. My guy.
So obviously, guys, Cris Copastetik. This is the man behind Deal with No Deal. So y'all heard the Young Nate interview. If you haven't, go ahead and hit pause here and go back and listen to the Young Nate interview, and then come back here.
Or you go listen through this interview and listen to that later.
That too.
Shouts to big bro Nate, man.
That too. But yeah, Deal with No Deal. This is the man. This is the brains behind Deal with No Deal. Like this is the man that put it to the level where I was able to like see it all the way in Flatbush, to be like, oh yeah, like
we had a lot of traction in Brooklyn, man.
Yo. Brooklyn fuck with y'all.
Yeah, Brooklyn was the that's mainly because Sinead, but I was out in Brooklyn a lot in 2011, 2010, 2012. Even though that's going backwards and forward, but
it's all right. It's all right. I'm West Indian. We do that.
All of the years, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, word. They were no deal in Brooklyn, New York City, Harlem.
Y'all was out here.
Word, we was out here, man. Like doing a lot. What about it though? What about it?
We're gonna find out more about it after this break. It's the Encore Radio Show.
Word.
We back, yo. It's the Encore Radio Show. This is Wize Soul here with Cris Copastetik, the great,
the regular
King Cope,
for now.
Whatever y'all want to call him, however y'all want to call him. That nigga for some people,
That nigga for some.
See, I gave you one. I gave you one.
I'm not gonna do that.
I gave you one. Anyway, follow the Encore Radio Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Encore Radio Show. I ain't even do my intro to shit like I was supposed to. Fucking Chris got me caught up in the super conversation. Make sure you guys check out Indie Creative Network at Indie Creative Network.
Yes,
saying this shit all wrong. At Indie Creative NW, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and IndieCreativeNetwork.com. There we go.
Yes, Indie Creative Network. We have some things in store. Of course.
Facts. Yo, Art Genesis 2 is coming up. Yo, I'm so fucking hype.
Yes, a lot of great artists on there.
I am so fucking hype. Yo, shout out to every single artist on that bill.
Definitely.
Yo, real talk. Listen, folks. Y'all about to get like a real ass. Like I'm not calling this shit like a showcase no more. This is an exhibition. Like we really doing a whole heap of stuff I guess I could drop some of this shit on the fucking podcast real quick.
Yeah,
like,
we don't do showcases, man.
We're not here.
That's not wavy.
We're not here for that. So the main stage, we got Kadeem King, who we just highlighted earlier today, as y'all heard. J Bell, shout out to him.
J Bell Sleeper Camp since 2011, 2010. I've been fucking with.
J Tips
since 2011 as well.
And then my man's Dama Dozen.
Dama Dozen since 2011, low key. I just, definitely got reintroduced to him, but he's been killing since before, Swing Sinatra and all that good shit.
Facts. So we also we've also been doing like a live cipher, like a live video cipher. So if you're actually at the exhibition, you will be in a video. A music video. What you call cipher music?
I mean,
you'll be on
video.
YouTube.
It's a video. Music is being happening.
Yeah, facts.
There
we go. Okay.
In the video, so, yeah, being happening.
So we got True City, Lafayette Stokely,
Lafayette Stokely.
Yep, Na Alexander, and Conley P.
Conley P. Camo Style.
Yep. So
bars.
We got a lot, yo. May 21st. 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I think we're gonna do doors opening at 4. Matter of fact, so it might be 4 to 8. But either way, like, yo, trust me. If y'all want to see a show, y'all want to see a fucking show, trust me, we're gonna have that experience. We here for that, and that's actually also the physical launch of Indie Creative Network. So we're gonna have some giveaways. We might have some gift cards or whatnot, ways to win things. So we out here. We out here. Believe that. We out here.
Out here.
Man. Anyway. So, Mr. Deal with No Deal. So talk to me. Let me hear from your side now. Talk to me about how you got involved with Deal with No Deal.
All right. So, 2008. I've been on the internet. I'm sorry. I've been on the internet, like, just kind of surfing and looking for music since LimeWire days, as I said before.
Yep.
Kaza. Then it becomes into the blog era, Hip Hop DX, hiphopgame.com, and all this stuff. That's actually before the blog era. And then, the blogs come out, Two Dope Boys comes out of Hip Hop DX.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right, it's been around on Smash. It's like the video site, the premier video site before Worldstar even exists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at all these places. I'm like, damn, son, they share music. They have their opinions on it. These are cool. Familiar with it. I know how it works. I'm looking at how sites are formulating their post and all this kind of shit. I was a part of forums at the time because I was, some rap nigga who used to actually rap and write my shit on forums and shit like that, as like J. Cole said he did as well, which I always related to him because of that. So yeah, I'm on the internet all day, listening to music, downloading music on websites, talking about music, and people that I went to high school with, young Nate in particular. He's working with Charles Hamilton. He's doing all these things. Charles, kind of has a misstep in his career. Nate drops the Deal with No Deal mixtape with BA from Demevalis. Shout out to BA. So he wants to build a brand. He does dealwithnodeal.com. The site, amazing idea. He's putting on artists that aren't on yet, a lot of emails and shit like that. And but the format of it doesn't look good to me. He's using Z-Share, like a lot of shit is outdated that he's doing, like from a person, just from watching, from the outside looking in. And I'm like, yo, this shit is great, but I want it to be more, detailed and from the post, like the way it's titled, all this meticulous shit that it doesn't really matter to the normal person, but to me it does, because presentation is everything to me. Facts. So I had him. I'm like, yo, man, you need a blogger. It's 2009. Like, yeah, I'll take a blogger or whatever. Fast forward a year and a half later, he leaves to LA. At the time I'm blogging OD, trying to get those connections with people. People know who I am a little bit through the internet. I'm like, yeah, I'll blog for Deal with No Deal, whatever. And I'm the main source of everything, all the traffic. I'm the person who's blogging the most, all this stuff. We have other people on it, but I'm really going hard. I'm putting Pac Div and Tom Kennedy and Currency and all these other niggas that niggas don't even know about. Kendrick Lamar, when he, it's K-Dot, all these people that people don't really aren't really familiar with in New York City, and I'm catching it from either the blog wave or from just YouTube and the forum, and they like, hey, you should listen to this guy, and I'm like, okay, I'll check this guy. I don't like him, but I do like him, and I think he's gonna be next and stuff like that. So I start predicting these artists that's coming out, J. Cole and shit like that, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna be good, and then all of a sudden J. Cole gets signed. It's like, okay, I have a little ear for this stuff. So again, fast forward, Nate goes to LA, and then I'm in charge of everything because I'm the main person there, and I kind of get discouraged. I started doing these interviews with people. My first interview was D. Julian out of Brooklyn. Then I get Big Sean next. When Big Sean is on his third mixtape right before the album, and we go to NYU. After that, I found out that Jason Chandler Potential was there, and LA was opening up for Big Sean at the time. I didn't even know these things. I didn't know them at the time, but I found out later. We do the interview with Big Sean. The footage gets lost. That's a whole nother story. The footage gets lost, but I start getting discouraged again, and all of a sudden I'm connected with Kari Nixon and Sinead Curry, and then we kind of come together and build this powerhouse. Then when the radio comes out, that's our bread and butter because of Kari, and we get people like Smoke DZA, Amelia Rojas, and all the way down to the Kendricks and the Joey Badasses and stuff. So then we become this thing, this mega entity that people are doing this, that, and the third, but we're doing this over here, and we have access to these artists, and we're predicting artists who are going to pop. We put we're putting people like Chill Moody on to New York, to New York City, and the Chris Casanovas, I said LA earlier, the Roll Ransoms, aka Nero. Like we're predicting these artists that are going to pop, and they all start eventually getting this traction, and a lot of the traffic comes back to us and things like that. So that's kind of where I come from. I kind of made my own way because Nate was being a rapper, and that's what I always seen as when Nate gets on, everything's gonna be great. But then I started seeing myself as like, when I get on, everything's gonna be great. So I started taking over with Dale and Odell, and I become the main decision maker. Nate is always gonna be the founder of Dale and Odell, but I always I want to push it forward. Our visions are very similar and very different at the same time, and we come together to make this whole thing that you see as as Dale and Odell now. So yeah, I'm very long-winded.
So let me go back. Let me shout out Potential. Shout out my boy. Well, now people know him as Jason Chandler, but yeah, shout out my man's Potential. Potential is probably the one who, isn't that what a convenient name. Potential is the one who saw potential in me to put me on, back in the day with Scene Media and all that, whatever. And back in the day, if you ever seen like your favorite artist and he had like a dope website, I was the nigga that built that shit. But anyway, we're not gonna do that. Yeah. Shout out to LA as well.
Definitely do that.
Shout out to LA as well. Shout out to her. Really appreciate her. I gotta catch her before her and Sign's going on that tour though. But
she's dropped some fire music lately, and it's funny because I'm in this whole different. I'm not even in the scene right now, but I'm so removed from from what we were doing before. It was such a different movement. Like we were around each other more. I call her my sister. She's always been my sister.
Yeah.
But and her music recently has been really, really good. And I know she's taking breaks. She's been discouraged. She's had her ups and downs, but she's always, gotten better every time. She still continues to get better.
Fine.
So yeah. I fuck with my sister.
She was just in Toronto too.
Always. It's just regular. Yeah. She's big out there. She's huge out there. Seriously, I'm surprised Drake didn't sign her yet. Seriously,
she's the ambassador. Yo, someone told me on the low that LA was supposed to be out west. That LA was supposed to get signed to TDE. Someone told me that a long time ago.
Nah, she had ties, but there was conversations happening, but I don't know much about it. Shout out to LA, man. 2011 was a great year. Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival. Kendrick came out. He performed maybe 10, 15 minutes. I was tight. That's the year that Busta brought out Tribe Called Quest and all these people. Kanye West, he brought out. I forgot. Yeah, that was a great ass year, yo. And you know,
y'all peep that long-winded curve, right? That long-winded curve. Kobe's not gonna answer that question. I seen his face too.
Nah, I mean, she, you know, there's always ties with people and people, you know, like your music and you know, you're affiliated with people. That doesn't mean you're gonna get signed with them or anything like that. Yeah, you know, but you know, TD came out in New York. They fuck with a lot of people in New York City. LA was definitely one of the main ones they fucked with, but you know, being signed and all that, who knows?
Yo,
shout out to Latasha Alcindor though.
That's that like
one of my favorite rappers.
That's that high up political answer. I like that though.
Nah, it's no political. I'm not gonna give you an answer. I don't know. I just know that, you know, they fuck with her.
Fair enough.
So I can't give you more than that. If I knew more than that, probably still wouldn't give you more than that. I do know that they fuck with her.
I believe you would. I believe you would. No, but actually, I know. I really love LA.
Low key, they fuck with all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, maybe more than the ones that stay here. But anyway, we're not gonna do that here today. What do you think about the New York indie scene? We're gonna get back to New. We can get back to deal with No Deal in a second.
I don't. What do you elaborate, please, for me?
What do you think? What do you feel about, like, what do you think about the culture itself? Like, the matter of fact, I mean, I even say the culture. What do you think about the pulse of the culture? The pulse of the culture here in New York.
There's always gonna be a pulse in New York City. There's always gonna be great artists coming out of New York City. I don't care about
coming out or being popular in New York.
Being populated. Like now, it's like, you know, people are coming up and there's always a buzz around artists, and you know, you check SoundCloud, we usually have 2,000 to 9,000, whatever. But you know, we're pushing. Like we have everybody has their individual circles. We're pushing for people. You know what I mean? Like, but then there's people who are crossing circles, like who Trey Pizzy, who may be a part of this circle, but there's other circles who fuck with Trey Pizzy very much. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but it's like being popularized. It you know, it's a fight. It's a fight. You know what I'm saying? Pushing these artists to the forefront. I don't like certain terms in New York City that we're pushing, like for the culture. I hate that shit. That shit just sounds like a lot of people who say it aren't really for the culture. I think that's where my disdain comes from. But also, you know, bringing New York back. Yeah. Like that's such a
that I don't like, think we need that. We don't need that.
I don't care. I care because I'm from New York City, but I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, something I do all the time. When somebody drops a hot record, right? You know, whether it be Phil, Quality, whoever, I send it out to artists. I send it out to the blogs that I've known since 2010, right? And I just send it out to them. Just I don't say I want to post. I'm like, yo, listen, I just want you to listen to this. Just put your ear on it, so you can know who this artist is. You don't have to post it, whatever. Whether it be Pigeons and Planes, Two Dope Boys, Not Right, whoever. Because these people who may not even know, but they're mentors to me, and they, you know, they respond to me. They you know, I'll DM them, hey, yo, listen, what's going on? How you know, what's up with you? And they'll talk to me. You know what I mean? People like I've had artists like, how the fuck are you even talking to him? No, because I didn't come up with them, but if they were the first wave, I was that second wave, right behind them. So, or that third wave, or whatever it is. And it's like I get a little scared sometimes to be like, yo, this artist from New York, because you know, there's this like, you know, everybody from New York is trying to. It's like a crab in a barrel thing. Everybody trying to get the fuck out, and it's like. And you know, everybody knows once that one artist breaks, it's like everybody's gonna pop after that, and it's like I don't know about that because Rocky broke. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people sounding like Rocky at the time. You know what I mean? Who changed their style since then, and they're still trying to get on. And it's like, you know, how do I feel about New York? I don't feel about New York. I feel about music, and you know, if you're in New York, that's great and that's awesome. If from Harlem, that's even better, but. It doesn't really matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you said to get out. I mean, that's what Rocky did.
Rocky got the fuck
got out. Rocky got out. So if Rocky was still here on a regular basis, doing a lot more here, maybe, but Rocky got out.
Yeah, and you know, didn't it? You know, I know the 12s, the 9s, and all that shit, and then it's awesome to see them do the same thing. That they're, building a whole clique. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the first nigga comes out. Ferg came right after Rocky. And Ferg is, damn near as big as Rocky. Now Rocky has all this fashion shit and all this shit that puts him over the top, and he has the Kanyes and all that shit puts him over the top. But Ferg is not very far behind. And then you have Nas, who has a hit. You have 12 has a hit now, and last year being broke and shit. And these are the songs that it's like, all right, well, give me a project. Once they give people projects, they might be where Ferg is in a year from now. You know what I mean? So, or where Ferg was a year after Rocky, whatever. Just on the cusp of getting to the next level. And I don't know, man. Like it's like I don't like New York City is like it's such, oh my, I don't like the conversation. It happens so much. I don't care. Like, make good music. Trey Pizzy tweeted it before. I don't follow Trey, but people always like, this is like the famous quote: "Make better, just make good music, make better music." Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and and he's doing that, so he can tell you that. Dave East is doing that. He can tell you that. A dime a dozen is doing. Like, people are doing this. These people are pushing. And I think people are too busy on trying to, get on on Hot 97, like we spoke about earlier. Go push globally. Like, use the internet not to, on blogs, but to get to different areas of the world. You know what I'm saying? People are trying to get accepted by this circle, and it's like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to happen to everybody. Sometimes you have to branch out, get on somewhere else, and come back, or like get on a bigger scale, and the people in New York City will kind of be like, yo, he's doing shit.
Well, all right, so wait, two things to that. First thing, Indie Creative Network. Let me just plug that one more time.
Of course.
Indie Creative Network. Believe me that there are other hip hop shows on that network that you can get in contact with that are not based in New York. But anyway, going back for a second now. Deal with No Deal. I told you this before. Deal with No Deal when it left, and we'll get to why it left soon, but when it left this big ass void for a certain particular set of artists, right? Yeah. That has same thing with Bauhaus, same thing. Left this huge void.
Man, brothers, man, like, you know what I'm
left
saying?
This huge void. Do you think New York needs like a mega hip hop blog? New York City needs a mega hip hop blog again.
No.
Do we need more blogs? Like what?
No.
What?
Blogs,
how do we?
Yo, it's so weird. I bring back Deal with No Deal, and then not and then, but I already know that blogs are not the popular thing no more. But it's about Deal with No Deal is not a blog, one, and two, it's a brand that is here to push, to bridge the gap between the fact that you want to hear that new Big Sean, but you also want to hear that new Frank Rams or whatever. You know what I mean? So. It's that, and even if you don't want to hear that, you're on the site. I might as well click this artist. Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And that's what it's here for. The website is here as a go-to. I'm going here for something, but we're doing way more than that. That's what these visual series that we're coming out with are going to be about. That's what these other ventures that we're putting ourselves into are going to be about. And it's about being, it's kind of like having a monopoly. That's what me and Nate talk about all the time. Is having a monopoly and everything, like but not in a way that we take everything, but the way that we we have everything to give. Now you want this, you want to do, you want lifestyle, so you come for health and wealth by Zeus of Quantum Leap Fitness. You come for fashion, and you come for this. You come for music. You come from music from artists that you love. You come from music from artists that you don't know that you love yet. And what we're doing, and we're still building it. It's only been 3 months since we relaunched, right? And what we're doing is we're taking everything that and we're expanding it. And the original content that we're coming out with in the spring and summer is going to be amazing. You guys will all see, and it'll bring what we're doing to life. I think a blog, people, it's a blog. You know what I'm saying? But with visual content, original content, more editorials and things like that, you'll kind of,
I think, you won't
be as lazy. People are lazy as well.
I think at first, right, I think the problem with blogs is that people tried to hold, matter of fact, so it's a multi-level problem. So people tried to hold blogs to the same level of same level of attention, the same level of quality as like a New York Times, some shit like that, a People's Magazine, something like that, right? And that, I think that was stupid. But then what happened is that because people started to look for that, some blogs started to try and drift that way, and it's like, nah, but you're not. But that's not what you are. Stick to what you are. I think a blog really should only be like, I call like my little spurts I put on EncoreRadioShow.com. I call them like stuff that I need to get off my brain, like little brain blurbs that, you know, not a full ass article. Like, this was a mindless thought, basically.
It should be
like,
personalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be personalized.
But people they try to do so much that it became like a mini publication.
They're trying to be magazines, and you know, and there's this thin line between the magazines and the blogs that we're trying to like kind of, you know, we want to give you information. Yeah. But at the same time, we're not trying to like beat you over the head with it. It's this like, it's a thin line. You know what I mean? So, for those blogs who do want to be publications, and you know, they do want to become, you know, this grand, you know, scale, that's more power to you. A lot of people are successful with that. But you know, we're trying to be within the middle. Like, you know, we want to be simplified enough, but at the same time, we want to give you a lot of information at the same time. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that. That's fair.
You can't kill, like, man, how do I say? You can't, like, you know, we're trying to be this huge thing. And yes, mind you, the idea at the end of it is when we, you know, become big enough where it's something like the Huffington Post. But we're not trying to put on that facade as if that's what we are right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what we're trying to do. But at the same time, we are trying to cover all bases like that. But we're not trying to beat you guys over the head with it when you come to the website, and it's like, you know, we're forcing it. We don't want to force the issue right now. And we have to expand. We have to gradually expand, and that's part of growing as a brand and regrowing as a brand, because, you know, I've already been in this spot before. I've been in this spot before a long time ago, and, you know, to be here again is humbling at the same time. But, you know, I've been bigger than where I am right now. So it's like, you know, I struggle with that. It's like, yo, you don't really know that I've done this. I do this. Like, I know this shit. Like, I've, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mesa. I've been like, we've done this already, and, you know, I can do it again and on a grander scale, because I have people helping me. I have people who do editorials. I have people who more people who blog. I trust more. Which, you know, which goes into why we, you know, this, you know, it went away the first time, because I just was so, I can't do everything myself. You know what I'm saying? But I need people who are like me, like-minded, and who are, you know, I need mini me's, like literally mini me's, to be able to, you really want this as much as I want this. You're not doing it for yourself. I've never done it for myself. It was never for myself. It was always for, I have two writers at the time. I had Carvey and Shanae, and it was like, yo, they told me before, they said they want to be on Double XL. They ended up being on The Source, but they told me, they said the idea was, yo, she wants to be like Angie Martinez, and he wants to be more like an Elliot Wilson. So let's work on it. So let's figure that out. And you know, eventually they got to where they wanted to be, you know, with some of my help and them just being themselves. And that was always always the push, you know, push the artists forward, push my writers forward. But I need people to want to build the brand so I can push. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have all these new writers. They tell me they want to be on. You know, they want to meet Raekwon and all that, and that's what. All right, so let's figure that out. Let's figure out how I can get you to meet Raekwon, even though you're all the way in Houston. I haven't met you yet. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Like, that's what I'm here for, is to push. Everybody wants to be, you know, big, and, you know, in return, that helps me grow as a person, so as a brand and everything. So yeah.
What's the Copastetik dream job?
A&R, PD, some shit like that. Some person who controls what people are listening to. So when, you know, I have somebody like a, you know, artist that I mentioned that I like, you know, like a Phil Walker or Damo Briggs or whatever, I just be like, yo, like, I can snap my fingers, and it's like,
make that executive
decision. Yeah, like, boom, whether it be whether it be an A&R at a label that's like, yo, you need to listen to this cat, or PD that's like, yo, you need to, like, the city needs to listen to this. You know what I'm saying? Even though we talked about how Ebro doesn't have complete control over this shit, but yeah, like, you know, it's like you know, you want to, I want to be able to make a living, you know, deciding that this song, or you know, that these artists are great, and I have the ear for it, but people, you know, you have to, that takes convincing. You know what I'm saying? You have to convince people that's like, yo, like, this is a good artist. And then a lot of people, this is another thing about this new wave, that everybody wants to have the ear, everybody wants to know stuff, and everybody wants to do this on the grand scheme of things. They want to do it, but you know, I think a lot of people want to do it because they see other people doing it. Yeah. And I wanted to do this since I was in high school. You know
how do you weed them out?
There is no way to weeding them out, because there's people who want to do it because they see other people do it, who get on quick as hell, and then there's people who literally never get on, and all they ever wanted to do was to be in a position.
That's what I'm saying. How do you weed out the real versus the fake?
You don't, because they get on. Like, I'm not the person to weed them out. Like, I could tell you how I weed them out. Like I've noticed that this person wasn't, you know, whatever. That doesn't matter. Like, they get on and they're looked at as icons, and you know, whatever, or they will be looked at as icons or whatever. And it's like, there's nothing you can do. It's about who you know in this industry, and you know, and how you take advantage of it. No, it's about how you take advantage of who you know. Not take advantage of in a bad way, but like how you use who you know. And you know, a lot of people are very, very, very aggressive in this industry. Yeah. And me, I want this shit as badly as everyone, but I'm not gonna force myself into anything. I'm not gonna.
Is it a moral issue or a pride issue?
Both. I think it's both. But it's just me as a person. I'm just, all right, cool. Like, you should know. Like, you should know I know shit. Like, by now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I do want to become, you know, I just want to be in a position where I can help everybody else, whether it be writers, artists, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because, as I said earlier, if I was in a position where, you know, whoever is, you know, is in these big positions, I won't be that asshole on Twitter trying to play anybody. Yeah. Ever. I would not. It would be like, yo, this is who you need to listen to. Facts. This is who you need to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't extend that hand to everybody. Like, for example, like on the site, there's artists that I post that are good artists, but in a certain position, I would tell you that you need to do a little bit more. Artists can't handle that shit. Fans of artists can't handle it even worse than the artists. They be like, fuck out of here. He been great. Look, I'll tell you, listen, do some more. Like, because.
Well, why don't you? I mean, do you get that information to everybody, or you give it to just like a select few, or do you want to give it to a select few?
What do you mean as far as give what information?
Like, like there are some artists who I know are really talented, but like they may need something else. But I'm like, nah, like to the risk of. Not even a risk. Like, is it gonna have some sort of value? Like, am I gonna have to argue with them to get them to understand what I'm saying, or are they gonna respect me off the fact that I'm coming to you and telling you this, and this is what I do? Like, yo, you need to do this, and they don't do it now.
I feel like I don't come at people in a very harsh way. Okay. I do tell people, you know, my honest opinion about things. But I'd hope they respect what I'm saying, because if I tell you that your song is great, but it needs to be mastered instead of just mixed down, I'd hate that if you know, try to shit on me on Twitter because I tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Or your whole crew is like, oh, fuck out of here, he played his song, because no, like, your shit needs to be mixed down, or your hook is good. Like, your verses are great, or your verses aren't as good as your hook. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I feel like people don't care about that shit anyway. So
really, nah, I don't. Son, I got
a lot of verses that aren't as good as the hooks.
Oh wow. Okay. Let me say this. Let me say that. I think I mentioned this to you earlier. I don't know if I had the mics on or not, but sometimes less is more. You know, like I had shout out to Paradise. Paradise came on here a couple back in season 3, and he was just like, yo, sometimes like his man's shout out to Mazin Ali as well. He said less is more. You know, like you have to sometimes, like, you can give niggas everything, and they not be able to consume it because you gave them everything. He's like, yo, give them everything, but in a short amount of time, and less, and you will get more. And it works. I think it really works. You know, yeah, like, of course, I mean, yo, Diddy said it, you know, back in Making the Band fucking 1, you know, like, yo, your hook gotta be everything. Your hook gotta be everything. Like, you want niggas saying your hook over and over and over again. Like, you know, yeah, your bars might be a little lacking or whatnot, but, you know, leave that for your mixtapes. Leave that for the mixtapes.
Yeah, I mean, that's all subjective, and you know, hooks versus and all these things. That's depends on who you ask. Honestly, that really depends on who you ask, and you know, everybody has different opinions, and everybody has different opinions about different artists. So, whereas you know, you go to this guy for the hooks and the flow, you might go to this guy for, you know, for the lyrics. You might go for the guy for the, you know, for the more monotonous, you know, bars and shit like that. You know, then you go to this guy for, you know, say he's nice, and then you go to this guy for lyrics, and he's not nice, but his lyrics, you know, it's a whole bunch of, everybody has politics and within their own self, like, oh, I like this guy because of this, but this guy over here does the same shit, and you don't like him, so I'm confused. Like, make up your mind. Oh, you'll not like this guy because everybody champions this guy. Like J. Cole is a guy that people on Twitter fake or hate or whatever, and it's like
Wale.
And it's like with J. Cole, it's like funny shit, I'm huge, you know, I was definitely a big Wale fan. But with J. Cole, it's like you know, they're held to such high standards because of the fans. Yeah. You know, are such like, oh, J. Cole's the best thing ever since Biggie Smalls. Like,
you know,
like niggas be wilding, and I
yeah,
you know, but these are the people. This is the guy that people are introduced to hip hop to. Like,
that's
like
true.
you know, you're hearing all of these southern songs that people don't like. And a lot of these songs I do love, but you know, there's this ringtone rap era, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, towards the end of it, you get a J. Cole. Not towards the end, but when it's over, one of the first real like popular. He gets to, you know, Jay-Z, and you know he has these songs like "Losing My Balance" and "Lights Please," and, you know, and "Lost Ones" and all this shit. And it's like they're saying all these, there's conscious-ish and there's little lyrics in there, and he has like some songy shits, you know, and it's like, you know, this is the first artist that I'm seeing, that's like this, you know what I mean? Like, and yes, you good guys grew up on Biggie and Jay-Z and all that shit, but this is a guy who grew up on him too. He's doing his best, you know, he studied them, and he's doing his best job of, you know, taking the great parts of them and doing what he can with it. So, of course, that's the artist that you love. That's the artist that you grew up. You're 17, 16, you love them. So, when you get on Twitter, you're like, yo, J. Cole was the best thing since whatever. And it's like, people get mad about that. Like, yo, yeah, you need to be intelligent to listen to J. Cole if people get uptight. Mind you, I feel like, I think I'm one of the biggest J. Cole fans ever. And it's like, I get tight when people like try to denounce it because of his fans. But then again, we all do the same shit. I you know, I've denounced Young Thug because of his fans. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
Future
for me. And then Future, you know, eventually I hear, you know, I'm in the gym, I'm listening to Monster, I'm like, oh shit, I get it. I get this whole thing now. I understand why.
See, I have to go back to Monster. I got the Dirty Sprite too.
Dirty Sprite 2 is, but I got Dirty Sprite 2 after I had Monster. Dirty Sprite 2 was cracked to me.
Yeah, I went over. I need to go. I need to get to Monster now. I haven't done it yet. I don't know if Monster's on Tidal, but anyway. So
I hope you're getting paid by Tidal, but
fam, listen, let me tell you, yo, ho, fam.
Tidal creative.
Nostrand Ave, yo, we got that connection, fam. Come on now, son. I've been breaking up Tidal for mad long. But anyway, peep game now. So when it comes down, let's circle back real quick to Deal with No Deal. So, Deal with No Deal goes away. Deal with No Deal is away for, what was it, almost 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years, man.
Okay.
It was 3 years.
Yeah, it definitely was because, yo, real shit, Deal with No Deal ended. Deal with No Deal ended. Encore Radio Show started right after that.
Yeah, so.
Started to fill that void, man. Y'all.
December 2012, and then we come back January 2016, so that's like, what, 12 plus 12 plus 12, that's like 31
Do you think you went away for too long? Nigga, I'm not counting that shit, bro.
I'm
not counting that. I'm not counting that. But
do I think I went to I think of the shit every day. I do. I think I did because people who know. But there's people who's like, yo, the fuck you came from? I'm like, nah, I've been here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not an ego thing or anything like that. It's just more like a it's a respect thing. It's like, come on, don't look at me like I'm just trying this shit out. Like I'm trying to figure. No, I've never been lost. I know where I'm going. Like, I know what I'm doing with this.
You know what I think it is? So you mentioned waves before.
Yeah.
Like, how many waves do you think that you've witnessed from the time you got into this in 2009 to now?
I'll say three big underground waves. Maybe because I've been a part of them in some kind of way. I've been to the Charles Hampton, S.4, Donnie Gomes wave. I've been, I think Nate mentioned all those people.
Yep.
And then then I've been through the L.A. Damo, Chris Casanova wave and shit like that. And now we have this like Trey Pizzy wave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's probably some people, there's waves in between there, but it's like
not as big as these, the ones you just mentioned.
And then then there's people who skip the wave altogether, like Rocky, who didn't. He don't need no wave. I mean, he is the wave. Like he skips the wave, and then there's people following that wave. So that's a whole other wave as well that I wasn't even a part of. But I'm witnessing it from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
So those are like the big underground waves that we're trying to push these artists. Like we were trying to push Chris Casanova. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, and the nigga was great and still is great. He just dropped the fucking video today. Shout out to Lord Knows.
Yes.
Shit. That's my guy forever. But we're pushing these artists and we're like, yo, like freshman cover. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like we're just like waiting for these artists to pop because these are the people that we champion. You know what I'm saying? These artists that we know, that we see put in hard work, that we see put in great music and all that shit. So I'll say 3 waves. There's more waves obviously that I have I've never witnessed and shit like that, and I'm pretty sure that they were like, yo, we're fucking with this guy, but these are the people, these are the waves that I've been connected with in some kind of way by knowing people that are part of this wave or being a part of this wave.
Okay, so you said 3 waves. So I was a part of 2 of them. I came out in the one previous to this one, and then now we're in this one now, right? So you really only missed like half of one wave. Not even. I won't even say half. Like you missed like the back end of one wave and like the first quarter and a half of the second of the wave that we in now. Yeah, you missed a lot. You didn't really miss a lot.
But as I said,
but
these are the things. Yeah, that's what's visible to me. There's probably a
that's
whole
3 years though. God damn.
That's probably a whole nother wave from 2012, 2015.
Like, I mean, there were smaller waves.
People are still working. Just because you're not part of the wave doesn't mean that you're not still working. Damo's still working. I just said LA just still killing. Chris Casanova still killing. Dama doesn't. These people who are either they're in their own wave. Like there's this whole other waves. These other waves.
It's the wave that continues basically on this. Yeah,
it continues.
You escaped the wave that you were born into, and you could continue
exactly.
on.
Yeah, niggas is fucking tadpoles, now you're froze.
Basically,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's other waves, but these are the waves that I'm most familiar with. Even this wave now, I'm familiar with, but it's like I'm trying to bring like the essence of the old wave or like what I know from the old wave into this wave, because a lot of people in this wave don't really understand like blogs, and using your, this wave is more, what I love about this wave is more going outside. Yeah, I go outside.
It is.
I know these people. Like I'm at these events with people. I party with these people. Last wave was more like, hey, I know of these people. I tweet them. I send them music. They don't always respond. It's a different kind of thing. But that's what I love about this wave right here. Like people are going outside. Like
it's a little bit more unity.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit more.
Like Combat Jack was at the fucking Sunday service, like showing love. You know what I'm saying? Tag Stone was showing love. Naima Supreme showing love. These are things that wasn't happening in the old wave. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that disconnect with that internet meets real life thing is not going to happen here. But
Twitter's a little bit older too.
Yeah, Twitter's a little bit older and people are more receptive. And, there's artists who didn't tweet back then. Now tweet now. Like it's weird. But and tastemakers and all those fancy ass
new
terms
fancy words
that I
got.
hate.
Yeah, we got these new fancy words. I mean, you know what?
Tastemakers been around, but I hate that shit.
But you know what though? I think that the words are needed now. I was thinking about this morning walking into work. Funny enough, I was like, yo, for a long time, there was no real word to express how you did not fit into a particular area. But now people use the word space. Like, this is my space, and this is my comfortable space, and this is a space that I exist in. Brand new word, but you know, at least we have a term for it. Now we can start to put it into a particular box, whatever. And I think that, you know, like that's where we're at right now. You know, we're starting to figure things out and
I mean,
getting more comfortable with each other and how we can work. Like at the same time that there's like a rap wave, you know, or an art. Matter of fact, there's a music wave. There's also like another wave now that we're a part of.
There's a fucking R&B wave that I'm not a part of.
Yeah, there's tons of waves.
There's a whole, you know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned Zeus. I don't know if it was on air or off air, but he's killing. You know what I'm saying? He has his own fucking lane.
He literally has a brand that he is mastering and dominating
because he's
doing it well too.
You know what I mean? So there's these waves, that are a part of a wave. There's all this shit that, you know. I'm just mentioning all right, so these are the people that we're rocking. These people, and that's what it is. So, I've been a part of. I've witnessed 3 different waves. I came in on a wave that was so like random. Like it was like, what the fuck are these? Like if I mention these artists, you won't even know them. But they've brought out J. Cole and all kind of shit at the 2009, beginning 2010. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of, you know, I'll mention something like that you wouldn't know. Mickey Factz, Corey Guns. These are artists that were a part of that wave that I came into. Like, shit, this nigga's around. These people, Fred the Godson. And then that second wave comes around. And mind you, this first wave is still working. Yeah. And they've made it a certain place. They're able to make money from certain shows and shit like that. And, you know, Corey gets signed to Young Money and Mickey gets signed to, I think, J Records or whatever. One of them shits. And all these things are happening, and it's like, you know, I've been a part of, I feel like 3 waves. This new wave, I'm kind of getting my feet, you know, trying to figure it out. But I do know that once, you know, things start moving, people will be able to see, you know, the vision. You know what I'm saying? That's all there is. You want people to see a vision. You don't want to be doing this for anything, for nothing, but you do want to, you know, make your impact and spread what you're trying to do onto other people, and, you know, be creative and not be, you know, a replica of everything. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing, you know, Sinead talks about it on Twitter too much. Like, you know, playlists and podcasts and all that shit. And it's like, you know, you know, why are you doing it? Like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Are you doing this because you see other people doing it? Are you doing this because you see it as an opportunity? Are you doing this because you like it?
You know what though? I think it's a situation where, okay, so like you mentioned, like two dope boys. Two dope boys started as a blog. You know, they
started as writers on Hip Hop DX.
See, so exactly. So they grew and they were like, oh, what the fuck are they doing now? And then they grew and they became like the blog king, and now they are like a publication, right? So it's like we, you know, we, like for a second, like
Mecca's a DJ.
Like, yeah, you know, like in the beginning, it looks like, oh, like what the fuck are you doing? But then after a while, like as you exist within these waves and you grow in these waves that are most people like, oh shit, like, I'm seeing them do that. Okay, but now I want to be.
But when you're leading all that shit, you are the wave.
Well, yeah, when you're leading it.
Yeah, so like
gotta be the first one to lead it. Like Combat Jack for him podcast. Well, hip hop podcast.
Yeah, but people are depending on you getting on Two Dope Boys to be the leaders of the wave. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I remember sending, you know, music to Two Dope Boys for I said a year before Damo got on. You know what I mean? For Damo Briggs to get on Two Dope Boys. And then, you know, we got lucky because we knew a rapper that was really familiar with him. And they knew, like, one of the other writers, not one of the two. And then they finally, he got on, and then they started finally posting him after a year after that. So it was like, you know, they're like, if there's a wave, like, these are the fucking the forefront. Like, these are the people who create the wave. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I've been, you know, watching and shit like that. So, you know, people wouldn't be on the wave like before. Like I said, I like how people are getting outside now, because people wouldn't even be in the wave if they weren't even on Two Dope Boys and shit. People wouldn't even fuck with you going to wave. Like, mind you, the music is great, but, you know, and, you know, you're not Two Dope Boys. You're not on Smash. You're not on all these publications who I still look up to this day. Those guys, I said it before, those guys are mentors without even knowing it. Most of which I communicate with, and I ask them questions, and how do you feel? And then when I said I'm bringing Deal with No Deal back, there retweeting and liking. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know you fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the part of the wave that I'm from. So I'm also trying to, be outside more, and I know people who do the online thing, and I want to interact with the people and be more of a people person. So, so yeah.
All right. When I do these interviews, I always try, I always want to learn something of the person. I want the listeners to learn something. But I do a ton of research, so I'm gonna end up learning. Never mind. Anyway, so I learned a lot this interview. I learned a lot. And I talk to you at least twice a week. And I talk to you twice a week since fucking July, and I'm still learning off you. I can't.
It's just a different era. It's nothing that I'm not saying anything that's I guess it's not common knowledge, but it's such a difference. And now, and there's certain things that are better now, and there's certain things that mind you, we're talking 4 years ago. We're not talking 3 years ago. We're not talking. This big gap in time, but
in hip hop years, that's a lifetime, bro.
It's a lifetime. So it's I'm trying to gain this. I don't know what you want to call it, but I do know that the times are different, but they're very similar at the same time. So, it's to me is old. If you ask anybody from the era, whether they were on a lower level than I was or a higher level, they'll say a lot of this similar shit. It's a lot of people. We did the interview with Dharmic X and Kari and shit like that. These are people who know this shit well, and in a lot of cases better than I do. Kari coming up under me, he knows a lot of shit that from working with the show. He knows. I have conversations with him. I'm like, I'm the fucking mentee now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's little bro, but that's still, he has a lot of insight to shit that I don't have. Same thing with Shanae and all these other people. And so it's such a simple conversation to have, because people aren't around. I can just tell you about the old days, about how we used to blog and try to be the first ones up, and how nowadays it's about writing more. If you do have a blog, and how blogs aren't even that important. Artists have rebelled against the blogs. You know what I'm saying? Because these big publications aren't really posting.
Blogs got a little too cocky. That's why.
But that's the thing. They were cocky in 2009.
They were cocky, but they still had to put people on. Their selection, their criteria was big. They had more space to fill. Now it's I don't need to do this no more.
Yeah, it's 1,000 rappers.
Exactly. At the time, I always
will look at it from both sides, because it's art. I get tight to people. Artists send me music. I don't blog for Deal with No Deal. I have people who write, right? I will post certain shit because I'm familiar with artists and my writers aren't. Happens, whatever. But don't at me your fucking music. That's like blog, nigga. Find the email, nigga. And it's not like a scavenger. It's not Easter eggs. A nigga just go on the site. There's a contact page. There's a about me page. Just send the music. You know what I'm saying? People are trying to figure out these politics because these blogs who do have politics. No, just send it.
Everyone is so different.
Email it. I star it when I get it to my phone. I star it for my writers to see it, and they post it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I yo, listen, there's this new Johnny United song. He emailed us. Make sure you put the EP in the video up. Boom. Later that day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That people have lives. Later that week, they post it. People be like, yeah, there no didn't. Bro, there's there's criteria. One, there's a time frame where we do shit. So and we are a little bit more receptive than bigger blogs, but at the same time, we're still quality first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
You know, so people always say, "Oh, people too big for their bridges," and fuck out of here. Like, you know, either your shit's whack or I didn't hear it, or I didn't get to posting it, or I didn't post this one, but I'll post the next one with that song, like, or whatever it is. So
see, that's the funny thing about me, you know, like sometimes I feel like my criteria is too soft, but then I look back on it, I listen to other people's criteria, and I'm like, yo, like, nah, actually, I be ODing, because for me, like, I don't have, like, my criteria is I gotta like it. Like, if I don't like it, I'm not posting it. I don't care how much fucking numbers you got. I'm not posting that shit.
Exactly.
Like, the people who, because specifically now that it's just me myself being the host, and I'm really using the blog as like a way to just post music that I like. Fam, like, if I don't like that shit is a cosign if I post it. If I put it on the site, that's a cosign, fam. Like, I might retweet it for you, maybe. I might give you a little like, but I'm not on the site. Nah, fam, that's not gonna happen. Plus, like, I blog off sporadically and shit. Like, nah, fam, like. Look, I'm gonna post it but I just know that I like it. Don't get mad. And if you get mad at me for not posting your music, nigga, don't ever send me nothing ever again.
I ain't told you
ever.
That's one thing that never changed through any ways with people, artists feeling entitled. I don't like rappers.
Bruh.
I tell people all the time I don't like rappers. The reason why Nate, if you've noticed that, you know, with the Deal with No Deal thing, I'm, you know, as far as the decision that's made with Deal with No Deal, I'm, you know, that's me. When it comes to the shows, like the events, I always send people to Nate because I don't like rappers.
Yeah.
I don't, because people feel entitled. People feel like they should do this, that, and the third, like, or get this part, or this is what they should. Nah, son, no, not like I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. People, artists are entitled, and they're very sensitive about their shit. They're so entitled and sensitive. It's like, it's two polar opposites. How the fuck are you entitled and sensitive?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, you know, and there's people, there's people that I really, you know, I fuck with as people and all that shit, and as artists. But it's like, bro, why are you talking? Like, why are you coming at me like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, relax. Like,
yeah,
out.
that's my thing. You know, I understand that. I mean, and I say that under completely understanding how touching music can be. Like, you're literally, it's basically like a diary on wax. You understand that? I get it. At the same time, what you do, like that, like this is your creative form that you want to express yourself. This is how we creatively express ourselves. You know?
Exactly.
So if you mad about your time and your money spent or lack thereof, right? We gotta put in time and money too. So you catching the attitude, my nigga. What? Where you? Okay, bet. No problem. Never mind. You got it. And then that's it. And your music never get posted no more. Shit never happen. Whatever. You looking around like wondering why? Because your attitude fucking sucks. That makes no sense. Come on now, son. Like, people are promoting you, and when they don't have to. On a platform, they don't have to.
That's a whole nother thing.
They're not posting you on Facebook, my nigga.
This is not. You know what I mean? Whether a publication that I work for or my publication or anything gets 0 hits or 1,000 hits, it's like, we don't have to post you.
Exactly.
You know, it's no, you know. And then when we say work harder, or somebody says work harder, it's like you're in a fucking uproar. Like, no, work harder. And it's not proving me wrong, because I probably like your song or some shit, but yo, just work hard, like keep me interested. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and it's not on some like you know you're somebody's girl or some shit, but it's like, yo, you maybe I didn't get around to posting that first one. Maybe the second time or whatever. Maybe a couple weeks after or some shit like that. You don't, like, people have a lot of requests and submissions to every website. Mm-hmm. If I'm getting 20 emails a day, I could imagine what Two Dope Boys Not Right is getting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what they're getting. So, yeah. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. You know what I'm saying? They don't even check my emails all the time. They know me. They know of me. I've met them. I've hung out with them and all that. So please understand that. You know. It takes time, and again, it is about who you know in this thing, and that sucks, and I hate that part of it. That's the only thing I do hate. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I took my break. But it is about who you know, and you have to have PR, you have to have management, you have to have those people who are behind.
I think you have to be a little bit like
patient.
We both have to be a little bit thick-skinned. Because everyone's gonna get emotional, which is why like even sometimes like I might get upset about an artist and I might not talk, post, they be muted for months, but I'll get right back. Like we both had our time to separate or not, whatever. But just I don't know. I think we're all like I think hip hop is the most competitive form of culture of all. It is incredibly competitive. Down not just the artists, even down to like the publications, the blogs, the shows.
That's what I'm about to say. It's like as I know
we breed the culture.
It's like, but I've said I said a lot about wanting my place in this and wanting to get back to where I was and stuff like that. But it's not a competitive thing. I don't compete with anybody. I'm really competing with who I was before and who I knew that I could have been, and how many people I knew, and how my relationships and all this stuff. It's really that type of thing. It's never really competing with anybody. I hate that competitive nature. That's something that me and a lot of people clash on. Like as far as like people want to be, let's get it. No, my nigga, I'm trying to be better than I was, and I'm not thinking about nobody else. I'm trying to be so in a different lane that I don't have anybody to compete with.
Exactly.
Not because I'm afraid of it, but because I know like why am I competing with? You know what I'm saying? Like why am I? And yes, hip hop. The spirit of hip hop is competition. Yeah. Like rapping is competition. I get that. Be a rapper. Be the best rapper. But why the fuck am I mad at you because you have a publication like me? Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? And yes, there's days where I'm like, yo, what the fuck, they're doing what I'm doing, or they're doing something I'm close to something I did, or they were watching me and they did this. But we all have those moments. We all have those weak moments. I feel like those are weak moments. I check myself every time. I call Wize and I'm like, yo, Wize, what the fuck? Why I feel like this? And then I think about it, I'm like, I'm cold. Like, why, what's wrong?
Exactly.
Like,
and that happens vice versa as well.
Exactly. And then it happens. Oh my God, it happens with Nate all the time. Me and Nate, I call myself, a person that is able to like talk, the voice of reason for young Nate. People feel like, especially me, since before them, feel like he's the mayor of this shit, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of insight. But I'm one of those people who give insight to him, and we trade that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Is the energy like it's like, yo, bro, like I feel like you're doing this wrong. And then he'll be like, yo, Nick, you need to be on top of your shit. You need to be on. and I'll be like, yo, yeah, word. And I'll take that. And I'll take that and I'll listen to it. And then, when he's going through his shit, like, yo, Cope, man. I'm like, yo, chill. Like, my nigga, what do you do this for? Like, I do this for the. Exactly. He's like, yo, my nigga, you're absolutely right, yo. You know what I'm saying? So that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, that competitive shit, for me, it's not really there. The beat, for rappers, yes, it's cool, wonderful. You know what I'm saying? It's awesome to be a rapper. But for me, it's like I'm trying to be better than I was before, and I'm trying to build. And at the same time, we all want the same thing. We all want to put on our favorite rappers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people want that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we come together. I got to collaborate with you over here. I got to collaborate with this over here, and we have to kind of put it together where it's like we're all going to cross paths. Yeah. Why am I competing with you? Why am I talking down on you as a person because you do something similar to what I do? It's so dumb. And then when I think about it, I'm like, yo, I check myself, son. I check myself because it's like we want to win. Like, we all trying to win. But then again, you know what I mean? Like Hov said, that's probably like the third, fourth rap that I've referenced in this whole shit. But
that's good though. That's good though. Flex.
I didn't reference no Lupe. What's wrong with me? But but yeah, like we all, we're all trying to get, do this thing, and if you're doing it to be competitive and be the best and to eat and nobody else eat with you, or you're the only one who eats, you're doing it for the wrong reason. I'm trying to make sure that I'm at a position where I remember every time. But I do this because I want to be able to say, yo, fuck with these people over here, fuck with this writer over here, fuck with this rapper over here, this singer, this songwriter, this producer, whatever. And that's what I'm here for. Ultimate goal is to be some type of, just to make a living in helping, artists, pursue their dreams and achieve their dreams. And that's my goal. Yeah.
At Copastetik.
Yeah, man. Cris Copastetik. Everything is Copastetik.
Spell it for the people.
Copastetik. Copastetik. You can address me as Ace Boogie. Since Kobe retired, you can address me as Chris Childs. Yeah, man. You know, if you play 2K with me, you can address me as Mason Betha. Yeah, man. I am who I am. Unapologetically.
I'm not editing that.
You won't. You know. Don't worry about it. Mind you, I was sipping a little bit at the beginning, but whatever.
Sipping, you finish it, son.
I mean, it's like a $4 bottle, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? Copastetik on everything. IG. Do not add me on Facebook. I don't care if I like your raps. Don't add me on Facebook. And I know people gonna hear that shit. Be mad, like fuck out of here. It's like 8 rappers sitting in the fucking friend request. Nah, I don't. Nigga, you don't need to see my baby pictures, man. Like, you have me on Twitter and Instagram. Why do you need me on Facebook, bro? That's why I don't say my Snapchat. I DM to women like Snapchat. Anyway, but yeah, like Copastetik. Yeah, man. There was no deal. Copastetik.co. Second Take, Encore Radio Show. Super Console Drive. Yeah, man. I'm trying to do some things, man. Yeah.
All right, folks. You heard it here first. Encore Radio Show at Encore Radio Show. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. www.encoreradioshow.com. Shout out to the Indie Creative Network. This is an Indie Creative Network production. An exclusive one, by the way, on top of that. Up next, we got Elite Music Radio at Elite Music, MUZIK, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as well. Check them out. They are dope. They are a dope elite media publication out in Pittsburgh. They got a mixed cast coming up right after this one, so stay locked. It's the Encore Radio Show. Good night, good day, good morning. The Encore Radio Show podcast is an Indie Creative Network production, produced by Lance Huff and executively produced by Cris Copastetik.